At the end of the quarter, we used basil from the farm to prepare a meal and share with staff at 100 Acre. We made a chicken basil meatballs with pesto, baked basil cheese dip with fresh crostini, and a strawberry and basil agua fresca. I wanted to use the basil in all of these applications for our students to see how versatile basil can be in both savory and sweet dishes. They can now prepare these foods for themselves and their families.
This was my first experience in working with students in a structured, meaningful way. So figuring out how to provide a meaningful engagement around academia where the students are captivated and engaged, teenagers no less, where it also ties back to our operation where they can provide value, that was a really interesting experience for us.
So I, alongside my students, learned all about hydroponic farming, and there is a lot of interest in it, not only from our students, but from our staff back at Escuela Verde, and even our community. I always get very excited to let someone know what our students are coming to do at 100 Acre and what is it that they've done with the product. I think for me, it's very important because I got into education and I quickly realized that food, especially in schools, is sometimes overlooked. And by exposing our students to fresh produce in a place like 100 Acre in the city, how many of our students can now branch out and bring fresh ideas and fresh recipes and products to schools in Milwaukee?
In addition to the program renewing and hopefully scaling up as we learn so much together on how to make it better, what works, what doesn't, what could we do differently, we also hope that some of these students will actually maybe come to work with us through our internship program. There's a lot of great efforts occurring across the entire city, but they're siloed. And a big challenge here is figuring out how to bring some of these efforts together so that they elevate one another, right? That connectivity needs to happen, and food does a really good job bringing us together. It's a common bond that we share. And the beautiful thing about, identifying with Escuela Verde or a 100 Acre farm is that, there's a value placed on education through hands-on experiences, and in particular with food. So it not only made sense, but I think it was essential for us to come together and kind of demonstrate what collaboration means and the value of how that can exponentially grow. And it gets turned back to not just the students, but hopefully even their parents learn a little bit about what they're doing, their peers, their teachers. And frankly, I think the overall Milwaukee community is going to be very happy to know that this is happening and that more of it should happen.